Welcome back, Admirals. We hope everyone had a great weekend. Today on WFMS, we have some reminders and dates to be aware of as we begin our week.
The D&D and Yoke Club will be meeting tomorrow.
Fellowship of Christian Athletes will be meeting tomorrow.
Teens for Christ will meet on Wednesday.
We have just one quick sports update for you today.
Our board game and chess club will not be meeting tomorrow.
We have a new installment of our Medal of Honors today.
The WFMS Animal Announcement Network starts now. All aboard, Admirals. Thank you for joining us this morning on WFMS, the Admirals Announcement Network. I'm Daniel.
And I'm Heidi. Welcome to your home for news, announcements,
And more.
on WFMS.
Now for today's news and announcements. Now for some club reminders. FCA, Fellowship of Christian Athletes, will have their meeting tomorrow in the Studio Theater from 7:50 to 8:20. There'll be games, activities, donuts, and a weekly Bible study. We hope to see you there.
TFC, Teens for Christ, will have their next meeting this Wednesday in the Studio Theater from 7:50 to 8:20. There'll be games, activities, donuts, and a weekly Bible study. We hope to see you there.
Board Game and Chess Club members, listen up. We want to remind you that we will not be meeting tomorrow. Please make your parents aware and plan to take your normal mode of transportation home at your normal time.
If you attend the Yoke Club, please remember that we will have our next Yoke meeting tomorrow night. Our theme will be Easter. Remember that the Yoke Club meeting will be at 7 p.m. in the FMS school cafeteria. We hope to see you there.
D&D members, listen up. We want to remind you that you will be meeting tomorrow afternoon. We'll be meeting from 3:45 till 4:45. Please make your parents aware.
That's it for announcements. Now for our Medal of Honor Monday segment.
Welcome back to our Medal of Honor Monday segment, Dear Young American. I'm Olivia.
And I'm Bethany. We are so proud of our military and the freedoms their sacrifices have afforded us. We are so honored to continue this series.
Today on this segment of Medal of Honor Monday, we continue to focus on the Dear Young American series that is centered upon powerful advice from recipients of the Medal of Honor, our nation's highest military award of valor.
The Dear Young American video series from Military Times provides specific character building advice to students and will allow opportunities for us to reflect on the values of courage, commitment, sacrifice, integrity, citizenship, and patriotism. Today we are going to hear from Brian Thacker. Let's have a listen to what Mr. Thacker has for us today.
I can remember the day, but I really can't put my finger on anything that I did. I happened to be the lieutenant, which means you're in command. You certainly weren't in charge. But in terms of saying this is the magic moment, I don't have one of those in my mind, because it all just flows together. The object was to get as many people off that fire base as we could. We had to maintain our unit integrity. And if we could, deny the enemy the use of the artillery pieces that were there, which meant burn powder, destroy things, do as much damage as we could to render the fire base inoperable, and then leave the fire base as a fighting force. There's two different parts to my story. There's the day of the action, And then there was the next 8 days. And then you just have to keep reacting and moving and doing. Dear young American, you know, when you finish school, you're beginning a new phase of your life. You're now into the realm of experience. And experience is a brutal teacher. It's a good teacher. It requires a different set of skills, however, than mastering schoolwork. Usually means working, starting at the bottom level, learning the basics of a job rather than what the book says. And learning what goes wrong. Just because you expect a certain process or a certain project to turn out a certain way, that it doesn't always turn out the way you expected in the beginning. So you're always adjusting. You're always trying something else. You have to keep going. You can't quit. As you go on, it's your experience that grows into your base of knowledge. It's not so much the book learning. But in the beginning, you really don't know how the whole operation works. You may think you do. But it's one thing to prepare a meal as compared to eating it. The most important thing you do is say thank you. Sometimes the hardest thing to do is say thank you to your parents. When I left high school and was going to college, I said goodbye, Mom and Dad. I didn't say thank you for getting me here. As I've gotten older, I find myself saying thank you to a lot more people than I did when I was younger. I've come to a much deeper appreciation that I didn't get to where I am really by myself, but only through a lot of efforts of other people, younger and older now, that enabled me to try, to work through, to fail, to pick myself up and try again. And so I find myself saying thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Thacker. Are you willing to serve in some way, to keep going even when it gets hard and never give up? Are you a positive, encouraging, and thankful person, or a negative and pessimistic person who gives up easily? Many have and do serve to fight for our country to secure our freedoms.
Do you honor those that have and do serve by being positive and encouraging, and by being thankful, living a life of integrity and sacrifice? We want to challenge everyone listening to these videos to ask hard questions and challenge yourself to grow.
Stay tuned in for our next installment of Dear Young American coming your way soon. Now for our sports brief.
Hi, I'm Kylan.
And I'm Elena.
Now for a quick sports brief.
We have an update from our girls' golf team. They continue to do well and they beat Bearden Wednesday night. Sophie Williams was first and Lacey LaValle and Lauren Heidinger tied for second. Congrats, ladies.
Our track and field teams continue to do well, and we hope you will continue to come out and support our teams. Our next track meet will be held today at CAK, starting at 5 p.m. The cost for students is $1, and for adults is $3. Please come out and support your ads.
We want to remind you that though we don't have any regular games to report for this week yet, we do have our annual 7th versus 8th grade game begin tomorrow night. The game will begin at 6 p.m. and we will be playing at the Smoky Stadium located at 3540 Line Drive, Kodak, Tennessee. We hope to see you there.
That's it for sports. Very short and sweet. Now back to the news desk for our closing.
Thank you for joining us this morning on WFMS, the Admiral's News Network.
We hope you have a great day.
And evening.
Make good choices.
Be kind.
Stay safe.
And we will see you tomorrow.